why we are still buying houses on the next Don't Bet the House.
I mean, since this is on every commercial, have you noticed that?
It is. Can you get that high pitch
Oh.
down?
Woo! Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I don't think I've even heard this song.
Man, you've never seen good movies or heard this song. Come on, man.
You ever heard of a band called Leawood, Mac?
Fleetwood who?
Oh, man.
Welcome to episode 12 of Don't Bet the House. Our real estate professionals, Loewenherz and Brendon Harper, are here today, and we're going to get right on this, telling you why we are still buying houses in this market. So it seems like every day, we've talked about this the last 3 shows, we hear about the market crashing. This is a bad time to buy. This is a bad time to get in the market. And yet here we are, this month alone, the 3 of us about 3 investment properties. Are we just crazy here, or what are we thinking?
Well, Mike, actually, I'm making so much money on all these great bets you keep giving me that I can afford to buy houses. But no, actually, I mean, I think buying houses are great investments. I mean, people that make real money in life buy real estate. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
So for me, I mean, it's just one of those things that, not that I make a ton of money, but you know, I like to buy real estate. You know, I bought a rental recently, getting that fixed up right now. And we bought, like I said, we're closing on one tomorrow or the next day. Probably shouldn't tell anybody, your wife's gonna want some money. But you know, we buy a couple, you know, flip properties, and I think it's always a good time to buy. But I think right now, I think we're finding deals. So if I'm gonna find a deal, why would I not buy it? I mean, you know, Luke said while we were in the office earlier, he has a buddy that says if he can make money on something, then he's gonna buy it. I mean, who cares?
If he can sell it for more than what he bought it for, he's gonna buy it.
You know, and I just think that I don't think we're ever going to see the price of houses just continue to, you know, depreciate. Or I mean, there's always going to be appreciation. You know, there's tax benefits behind it. So I mean, there's so many things that we could say why we're buying real estate. But the number one thing I can say is there's deals out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, what do you say, Luke, to the people that are like, but it costs so much more now to buy a house? I mean,
Well, I think that, you know, when you look at the market over the last few years, there's never a perfect time to buy. And over the last 2 years, especially when interest rates were so low, everybody was saying, buy a house, buy a house. And you're starting to get that herd mentality of, well, my friend's buying a house, maybe I need to buy a house too. And right now we're seeing the opposite effect of that. People are looking at these interest rates and saying, oh, it's too expensive. The news is saying, oh, the inventory is going up and prices are coming down. And that's just not the case. You know, you look at year over year where we're at right now versus last year, the average sale price is up 10% in Kansas City. So
yeah,
we're still seeing
that's crazy.
Values going up. Right now, there's not the same buyer demand that there was this summer when interest rates were low. But it's what do you want to do? Right now is a great opportunity to buy because there's not as much competition. You're not paying that premium price. As a home, a purchase price, yeah, you may be paying a little bit higher interest rate than you were a couple of years ago, but you still have the ability to refi. There's different strategies that you can implement.
You're on to this thing about competition, and the competition was so fierce over the last year and a half that today you're actually getting a house with less risk. You're getting the inspections, you know, you're getting an appraisal, you're getting things that you weren't necessarily be able to get a house with those conditions 6 months ago. So it's truly less risk right now to buy a house, wouldn't you say?
It is less risk right now, but you know, we talked about the herd mentality. We've been talking about it all day. You know, we generally talk about things that we like to talk about, and it's just one of those things that's amazing if you actually just sit back and you evaluate human beings. Mm-hmm. And it is the herd mentality. I mean, you know, if you really want to sell a product in this world, create a little bit of a supply issue, and it's going to sell. Mm-hmm. And that's just how, for whatever reason, that's just who humans are. And I think maybe, you know, they want something that someone else doesn't have, or whatever reason it is. But it truly is one of those things where, you know, if everybody's buying houses, you have to get in the market. But if, you know, and maybe that's because what people are talking about. Right now, people are not talking about, you know, buying a house for whatever reason. They've heard it on the news, social media, their parents. Somebody has told them, oh, interest rates are too high. Mm-hmm. You know, you think about it, you know, you rent, you never ever make anything on that house. Mm-hmm. When you're done, you're done. You don't get $1 back. So really, what is the cost of owning a house? And I think that that's where, there's a big divide with people. But for me, I'm buying houses. So if other people don't want to buy them, I mean, I guess it is what it is. We'll continue to buy, right?
Well, and you think about the last time there was any kind of market crisis, it was back in 2009, 2010, and everybody was saying, oh, the market's crashing. But the people who made real money were the people who were buying during that time. Those are the ones who, gained an incredible amount of equity and net worth. And right now, I think that's what we're seeing right now is we got a little dip in, the big national media saying that the housing is, all the prices are going to come down. And what we're actually seeing in practice is, especially where we're at in Kansas City, housing prices are very stable. And the difference is we don't have the buyer demand that we had a few months ago. Well, prices are staying stable and even
more value. They're just flat more value right now.
Mike, let me ask you a question about this because, he talked about the media telling you not to buy and this and that. Okay, well, if they're telling you not to buy, why are all these people that control, the hedge funds and all these people, why are they buying real estate?
Yeah.
Somebody knows it's a good investment.
They're the ones trying to scare you into not buying because they know they can get a better deal if they do that.
Yeah.
So
it's about finding value.
Right. And there's a lot out there right now. I mean, I was looking at the historical rates and looking at them right here. 1986, the rates were 10.1%. 10 years later, 7.8%. 10 years after that, 6.5%. That's about where we are right now. I mean, so you look over the last 30, 40 years, these rates are not that high.
But my question is you don't see anything on the news telling you not to go out and buy a new car, correct?
Right.
You don't see anybody out there telling you not to buy the boat or buy milk. I went and bought milk the other day. You're talking $7 a gallon or $5, I believe. A carton of eggs was $5. It blew my mind. I usually don't do the shopping, so it kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
But you don't see those things. What is it about real estate that they say don't, oh, well, it's just a bad time to buy it? Why are they putting that in people's mind? And I think that's the question. As a viewer, you have to ask yourself, why are they putting that in your mind that you shouldn't be buying a house? It's a bad time to buy.
Well, I've always been, kind of going against the grain a little bit on a lot of my investment strategies. And it's funny because what everybody tells you to do is buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. And it's like, okay, when does that actually come into practice?
Right.
Right now is a great time for that to.
Yeah.
This is where it's going to be low. It's not going to get, it's not going to go way lower. The best time to buy real estate was 2010. The next best time is right now.
Right.
We're definitely in a lull right now, and I think that we're sitting here talking about this, and we're almost acting like it's a crash by paraphrasing it the way we are, which we're not. It's just one of those things that it really is like there's a lull in the market. I showed a couple houses the other day and I literally told the people, like, if you wait till spring, this house is going to be $25,000 higher. Mm-hmm. And you mark our word, there's going to be somebody out there that buys a house today for $400,000 and by April they're probably going to be able to sell it for $435. Go in there and paint and put some carpet in it. And it's just amazing that there's going to be those opportunities out there. And yes, the interest rate's high, we know it, we've heard it, but really, when you write down the historical rates, is it really high? I bought my house in 2009 and I paid 5.5%. I didn't complain. To me, that was a good rate.
Yeah.
Right. It's still affordable. It's still right there. I think the point we're making right here is don't buy the hype. If you were thinking about buying a house, if you're thinking about getting in the market, now's a great time to do it. Don't talk yourself out of it because of what you hear in the media.
There's deals out there in any market. There were deals out there, this summer. There was deals out there last summer. There's going to be deals out there no matter what. It's just having a good, experienced professional that can give you good advice on what is a good deal, what's not a good deal.
I know what's not a good deal is renting the rest of my life.
Yeah.
No matter what, at least
set the money on fire.
Yeah, at least anything, buying a house, you're storing money away that eventually you're going to be able to get back. When you rent, you're not getting $1 back.
Yeah.
And I know there's going to be people tell you there's maintenance costs, and yes, those are all true things. But no matter what, with renting, you get nothing back.
Mm-hmm. And ironically, if you're an investor and you're renting a house, as the rates go up, you're actually making more money. There's more demand for your rental properties because people are staying away from buying when they really shouldn't be.
Oh,
and so
absolutely.
they're paying the money to the investors. So again, it's just there's value here in this market. We can't emphasize that enough. When we talk about value, though, let's get to our pick segment here. Let's start with Luke, who's made a lot of money on Detroit.
And actually, it's funny that you say that because I'm going with the Lions again this week. They're playing at the Jets. They're getting a point. I think it's value. Their offense is cooking right now. They just got Jamison Williamson back, who's
Big touchdown for him now.
one reception, 47-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that kind of scares me off a little bit is every single one of Jared Goff's touchdown passes, except for 2, have come at home. And so
Really?
them being
I
on
didn't
the
know
road,
that. Wow.
yeah, them being on the road this week. But the thing about it is, you look at the
That's
Jets.
crazy.
Yeah, you look at the Jets, and they have all kinds of issues at quarterback. Mike White left the game a couple of times last week. They don't even want to put in Wilson. Who are they going to play? Flacco? So I just think, them getting a point on the road, I think they've got something figured out with their offense. Their defense is playing a lot better. So
Good young
the Lions
team.
are my pick.
That's why not stick with them? It's working. Brendan, Gator, what do you got?
What do you mean what I got? Oh, you're talking about picks this week. Oh, I got you. Actually, I'm taking the Texans. They're giving them 14 points. I mean, I just think, we're talking about value, and you and I talk about it a lot. They almost beat Dallas last week. I think that, I think they're figuring some things out. I think, they can play well at a certain point in time. I think they got a great running back.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think 14 points is a lot of points. So I'm actually going to do what I always do. I'm going to do a parlay. So I'm going to take the Texans. I'm going to take the Bills and the Dolphins over 42 points. I think 42 points is a lot, a low amount of points. I do know that it's supposed to be snowing, I believe, but whatever. I mean, even at that, you're talking 2 teams that know how to score and they can score fast. So I think 42 points is low. And then I also took the Giants and the Commanders game over 40 points. Division rivalry. Once again, I think anybody can score a lot of points, as we've seen. I mean, there's teams that, hell, Dallas, what they score 33 points in a quarter.
Yeah.
I just think, but then last week they struggled to score, so I think it's kind of any given Sunday. So I did that. I put down $50 and hopefully going to win $350. So
That's a big one.
yeah. What do you got for us this
That's a big
week?
one. I'm going to hop on that Buffalo-Miami game. Miami looks like a team that's kind of floundering right now. Tua really struggling. They're going to go up and play in the snow in Buffalo. Only 7.5 point spread. I think the Bills are poised to really take them down hard. I like the Bills a lot in this game, so that's going to be my one and only pick.
Well, I saw something came out. I read it today that said that the Dolphins had warmers on the sideline this week, and it was 55 degrees. And now they're going to Buffalo, where it's going to to be snowing and like 20 degrees.
You think they're going to be focused there?
Yeah.
I'm upset with the Dolphins anyways. Man, they beat me bad last week. I took a 9-game parlay. It was all in game or whatever. Put down $50, and it was to win $1,400. And I was like, wow, what a lot of value. And I ended up hitting 8 of them. The only one I didn't hit was Tyreek to get over 99 yards. He got 81 yards. Like, come on, man, you can't help me out here, Tyreek.
Man,
Yeah.
I had talk about bad bets. I had the Bucks teased up to 9.5. They were getting 9.5, and going into that game, I was feeling really good about my bet. I thought there's no way that Tom Brady's going to lose to Brock Purdy by more than 9.5 points, and they just got pounded.
You're not too upset by it. You wore your Bucks colors today, so you're not too upset by that.
That's the crazy thing is Brock Purdy's been unbelievable for the 49ers. He's been better. They're getting better quarterback play than they've gotten all year in the last 1.5 games. So I don't know what to think of them. Obviously, everything goes to their running game, but it's the Bucks look like a beaten team, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, looking rough.
Well, generally speaking, we got a Gambler X right here, and he is. Let's see, he's on vacation in the Ukraine, it looks like. So hopefully he makes it back from there. If he does, we'll see him next week. Actually, he will be back next week. I don't think he's really in the Ukraine, but okay.
He's not on medical leave.
He may be on
IR.
Maybe that's really where he is in medical leave. But
Maybe he's been winning all this money gambling, and he doesn't need to come to work.
that could be it.
I like that life.
Well, anyway, remember to smash that like button, share, or we always love a comment. Whatever you do,
Don't bet the house.